it's great being the first woman, but that's not why I ran. I just felt like it was my time to go up and get a different perspective on leadership in the organization.
I'm Jimmy Bruce, president of Eastern Gateway Community College. We're proud to sponsor this thought-provoking interview series with community leaders who, through perseverance and determination, are being who they want to be and making a difference in the Mahoning Valley.
We are sitting in the AMVETS Post 44 in Struthers talking with Jan Brown, who very shortly will be moving to Washington, D.C. after being tapped as the National AMVETS Commander. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
What does that mean to you?
Oh, wow, so many things. A hurdle I've been working for several years. I went through what they call the chairs. I started at third vice and worked my way up through the different vice commanders. And to be a woman elected national commander, especially the first woman, that's huge.
In so 75 years.
75 years, never had it. And I mean, we got beat by the American Legion had a woman commander a couple of years ago, as did the DAV. And so we were kind of behind the curve, and but we're still ahead of the VFW and a couple others. So, but it's very exciting. As we have a lot of, because our organization is so, we're the most inclusive veterans organization. We take, if you have served since World War II, and you have an honorable discharge, we'll take you, whether you're active duty, guard, reserve, whether you served overseas or in a combat position, it doesn't matter. You can belong to AMVETS so long as you served, because in our eyes, all veterans are equal.
Why do you think now was the time for a woman to become commander? What's changed in the last so many years?
A lot more women are involved in the organization, and while that's not why I ran, I mean, it's great being the first woman, but that's not why I ran. I just felt like it was my time to go up and get a different perspective on leadership in the organization. And so I tend to be more, we have a lot of, I don't like to call them subordinate groups, is what they're called in our Constitution and bylaws. We like to consider them family. Our Ladies Auxiliary, our Sons of AMVETS, we have juniors, and then riders are comprised of anybody that's in the organization that rides a motorcycle. So we're trying to, this year it's kind of like making it more family oriented. And that's because I think that's important, particularly with our younger vets. They're raising families, and we have a canteen, but that's not what we're all about. Right. This is a place for people to gather for camaraderie, and friendship. But we do a lot of community projects, as probably 99% of all AMVETS posts do.
In your position, will you be advocating for any specific legislation addressing some of these concerns?
Our big push this year is on women veterans legislation. We are looking at we're trying to pass legislation to do a comprehensive study on issues that deal with women veterans, whether it be suicide, homelessness, unemployment, military sexual trauma, post-traumatic stress, and because those kind of things affect men and women differently. And so we want to do a comprehensive study as opposed to just piecemealing studies and then trying to put them together. But if we can do a comprehensive study over, say, a 2-year period to try to come up with some better answers to help.
In your position, you are really overseeing an organization with almost 250,000 members. What will be your priority? I know the commanders pick a specific project that's important to them.
Right. This year, my project is Save a Warrior, or SAW, which is a suicide prevention retreat / boot camp / alternative medicine kind of thing. It's a program where you're with peers, you're with people that have been through similar experiences. So it's a lot easier to talk to someone who understands where you're coming from. A psychologist can read about it, can talk about it, but if they haven't experienced it, then they don't really get it. I don't think.
So this is based in Ohio?
In Ohio. It's in, they moved here from Malibu, California, and it's based in Newark, Ohio. When I asked Jake, why Newark? And he's like, well, one, they had the property. They bought the old Longabarger Basket retreat, and they have, he said the location in Ohio is approximately 700 miles from 50% of the veterans in the country. So it's easier to reach, the major populations of veterans, which are in the, east of the Mississippi River, except for California. So it's easier to bring, and they still do a few out in Malibu.
So as commander, are you providing more awareness for this program and trying to see it expand?
We are, awareness is my primary focus on it. I want people to know, more people to know about it, because I think it's an excellent program. They will have done 32 weeks by the end of this year. It's 5.5 days, the program. And so you're talking about close to 400 people that they've run through the program. They've lost one to suicide, but that's, they got the rest. Right. So we figure even one save is a good save. So, but hopefully, they've looked at things that they've done so to make it better. But it's a great project, and then to raise funds for it, to keep it going. So,
why do you think we're hearing so much about this problem now? I'm sure there's always been a level of suicide amongst the military, but it seems to be growing and becoming a very critical problem.
Right now, a greater number of our suicides are coming from the Vietnam era veterans. They went to war, they came back, they started working and making careers and raising families, and now all of a sudden they've reached their retirement age. And I think a lot of them are, thinking back, and, those feelings are starting to come to the surface, and they're not sure how to deal with them. They may have been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. That doesn't mean it's fixed. It may still eat on them quite a bit. But and because the numbers have just grown so astronomically, that it's really despairing.
Are people staying in doing more turns in the military?
I think so.
There's not really a winning or losing.
Yeah, we're just, 19 years, we've just, I don't want to say spinning our wheels, but sometimes it feels like, it's not like we can go in and drop a nuclear bomb anymore. We don't tend to do that, but there's got to be a way to pull out and keep these people intact. So many people come, we bring a lot more people back. We don't lose as many to death as we have in the past, because of the amazing surgical teams that we have right on the front lines that can save people, but we bring them back very broken, physically, mentally. It's a different kind of warfare. There's no front line, really. You don't know if the guy sitting next to you is ISIS or, it's just a whole different way of doing warfare than World War II and back.
Right.
So, or even Vietnam.
I'm Jimmy Bruce, president of Eastern Gateway Community College. We're proud to sponsor this thought-provoking interview series with community leaders who, through perseverance and determination, are being who they want to be and making a difference in the Mahoning Valley.